one, 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 one. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to one-on-one at Legacy Maker Sports Network.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are here for episode 127 of One-on-One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. And, of course, Aaron on the amazing Bowie Television. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Season 5 premiere. I know you're saying, Darrell, it's been a couple months. Where you been? Well, getting ready for this, getting ready for Season 5. And, very excited today. Very excited today because today we get a chance to meet a young man that's about to take the NCAA by storm this year. And I'm very excited to have him with me. He is a senior offensive lineman for the Oregon Ducks, Mr. Marcus Harper II. Marcus, how are you doing today, my friend?
Man, I'm doing good, man. The intro, I need that. I ain't gonna lie, I need the intro, my guy. The intro fine. For sure.
So I can tell people, I feel good that everybody loves it. My cousin is a local hip hop artist here, and he's had a couple of strings, and that we grew up together, and he made that bad boy for me a couple of years back. Yeah. So absolute pleasure on that end. So yeah, I got you, Marcus. I got you. Now, with that being said, here on One-on-One, the biggest thing that we like to do is we like to check in on everybody. So we like to check in, see how they're doing. So we'll get this thing started with the check-in. All right, Marcus. So let's check in, man. I just want to check in on you, how things are with you, your family, your friends. How are things right now for Marcus Harper II?
Man, things I can see are going up for Marcus Harper II right now. Last Saturday, I just graduated with my undergrad and degree in sociology. Appreciate that. And I mean, as a student athlete, that's a big accomplishment. More importantly, as a Black man, that's an accomplishment too. Just to walk across that stage and had a diploma in my hand. So I got that off, scratched off the bucket list. And but honestly, I'm just peaceful right now. Like, I know a lot of good things going on, different conferences going on right now, different things. It's about like a little less than a month before I start like fall camp, my last fall camp. But even with all of that, like, I'm just real peaceful right now. Like, I'm not, overstressing about anything. I'm really just enjoying the moment, really just enjoying this last year with my friends. And honestly, just excited for everything moving forward. For me, my team, and just in my life in general. Like I said, it was great to have my parents out there to come see me graduate, my younger brother too. And just enjoy that moment because, again, like I remember, like I said, it was 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, I was getting on the plane, really, and they just kind of had to drop me off. Like, I flew from Chicago to Oregon by myself, and just to see me now, a more mature young man, just walking across that stage, like I said, it's such a surreal moment. So for me, I'm just doing good, man. Just really just enjoying life and just excited for everything moving forward.
That's awesome. A young man from Chicago moving to the Pacific Northwest, making things happen. What else can you say about that? Well, let's kind of get in a little bit to young Marcus. I want to know where your passion for sports came from. When you were younger, when you were 7, 8, 9 years old, what sparked that passion for sports for you?
Yeah. So, I mean, growing up in Chicago, like, everyone plays sports, and the most notorious sport out there was basketball. So football wasn't even on my radar for a long period of time. My parents put me in literally everything else. Like, I swam, I'll say about 2 or 3 years, kind of just doing that. I golfed periodically, played some tennis, played basketball, of course. I'm trying to see what else did I play. Kind of did a little. Oh, I did chess when I was younger. So I did a little bit of everything. And like I said, flag football, just the whole nine. And so sports was always in my realm. Like, Derrick Rose was the guy you looked up to, LeBron James when he was on the Heat. So all these big basketball superstars, like megastars, were obviously like at the forefront. So basketball was kind of like the thing that I naturally gravitated towards. And like I said, like football wasn't even. I mean, my dad like he knew I was gonna be a lineman, but so he was just like, look, we're not even gonna touch that till high school. You're gonna do everything else, kind of see if you want to do like that or whatever. And then when you get to high school, then you can focus on football and stuff. But you're not gonna touch that. And honestly, I was very disinterested with football when I was younger too. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I was I think I don't know what year the Bears went to the Super Bowl, whatever year that was. I just remember Devin Hester. And I remember my dad is sitting at around the TV like excited. And I'm just like over his shoulder, I'm just like what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know all 11 positions. I'm just like, okay, what's his running back? Like what's the purpose behind it? Like just so disinterested with football. So to kind of see me in this realm is kind of like a surreal thing. But yeah, like I said, young Marcus was just a real, just active kid in the sports realm.
But there's nothing wrong with it. Doing a little bit of everything. So
Yeah,
two questions out of there. First of all, praise for swimming, because God
yeah,
knows if I try to go, it's a wrap, and it's been a blessing to be here. If that's the case for myself.
yeah.
Secondly, though, the golf game. How's the golf game? Is the golf game is it pretty good?
Yeah, I done lost it. I ain't gonna lie. It's because it's one of those things like it's just repetition,
Right.
and then like it was one of those things I did it for like one spurt like of my life, and then I just went to the next thing. I think the next thing I forgot to mention. I think or roller skating. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big thing that I did. Probably was like I was between like maybe 8 and 10 was like roller skating. Every Friday night, every like weekend, I'm going to the skating rink, that type deal. So I mean, like the golf is something that I want to get back into, but obviously as I get older, I get more free time to like honestly hone in on the skill.
Right.
But like it's not as polished as I would like it to be.
Man, look, when I played in high school, and a lot of
Really?
people it wasn't it wasn't a lot of it wasn't a lot of us out there doing it
Yeah.
during high school. So
Yeah.
when I was playing, people would be like, I had a friend of mine and she played, and they thought we were brother and sister just because we were the only African Americans out there. They'd be like, y'all brother and sister. I'm like, no,
No, just
this is my friend. And so one time we just was like, you know what? We're gonna start telling people we married. And we're in high school now. So, and people were believing. I'm like, yeah, that's my wife. And they was like, oh, for
yeah.
real? I said, that's so sweet that y'all out here doing this at this age. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
we're 16 and 17. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but the fact that everybody was believing it had me in tears. I'm like, all right, that's what we're doing here. But
Yeah.
hey, by all means, by all means. So with that upbringing, you do your thing, and now you're doing great things in the college world. So take us through your journey through college. How was it when you first got there to Oregon up until this point? Can you take us on that journey a little bit?
Yeah. So cut me off because I know this get real long. This is
That's
such a
okay.
long-winded story for me.
Have fun. Look,
I just remember having a lot of offers out of high school, trying to really decipher what was going to be the deal. Came out to Oregon kind of around this same time, official visit about 5 years back, and I just felt like, okay, I could really come out here and make something shake. But I knew that I was like stars don't really matter, but I was a 3-star, and like just looking at the people that were in my class, like I wasn't like the biggest name in that class. Like I had Justin Flo, Noah Sewell, Robbie Ashford, Dante Manning, Trey Benson, like all these big name individuals. So I knew I wasn't going to be like the poster child for that class, but I took that as an opportunity for me to kind of sit back, learn from the guys, and see how really everyone moves across the landscape of college football. See what I need to do. So whenever I do hit the scene, I'm not coming in no scrub stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
so like those first 2 years, so we had the COVID season, didn't play at all. And then I remember what happened that next year, not really playing much. And really I'm only on special teams. I'm really just on PAT and punt for the vast majority of those 2 years. And that's real hard because on the inside, like as a competitor, you're like, okay, you seeing what these guys can do. You can play with them. You can hang with them because you do it in practice. It's just like when those moments hidden, you just got to sit back and wait for your opportunity. And so that coaching staff leaves. They go to Miami and stuff, and I stay just because I knew, I wasn't. I told myself, a promise I made to myself when I before I left the college was like, no matter how hard it got, I wasn't gonna just get a transfer portal. Like I wasn't gonna take like a scapegoat for me personally and leave and go to a different place just because like something didn't look right at the moment. I was gonna like wait it out and see what was to come from it on the end. So I do that, and that's when Coach Landon and them they come through. And that spring, that's kind of really where the turning point comes for the worse. I mean, comes for the better. I'm sorry. So I basically that spring ball. I have a great spring ball, and then I continue that with a great fall camp, and then the game. Honestly, for us as Duck fans, that kind of lives in infamy. Is that a Georgia game, our first game under the Coach Dan Lanning era. We mess around. We're not playing the best, obviously. And then at halftime, my coach is like, "Okay, you about to go in," and I'm like, "All right, bet." And so I've just been in there ever since then, and like it's been like I said, from the time that Georgia game to the last time I contributed, it was like 1,014 days. And nowadays, like most people would have just up and left and went somewhere else and just knew that they could have started or whatever. But like I said, I just knew that I was just building that tough skin. And that's just what I did. So ever since then, it's just been improving who I am as a player and just seeing the progression with me as a player, and then obviously just turning my game up year in and year out.
Well, last season, obviously, you go 12-2. You have a great season. Here in Virginia, we cover Liberty. So
Okay.
unfortunately for Liberty, we were at that game. I had one of my team members at that game for that one, and you guys dominated in that bowl game. So you look at that, and you come off such a great season last year. Probably not exactly what you wanted, but you definitely have a great season. What are your goals for 2024? And I want to also know about the move to the Big Ten. What are your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, so obviously for us up front, like we were so close to winning that Joe Moore Award, we feel like it would be a disservice for us not to capitalize and win it this year. And that's just something we just continue to chase like weekly. And then obviously as a team, like again, like you said, 12-2, like for most teams, that's a great season. But for us, like we're just chomping at the bit, knowing that we can be so much more. And so obviously just winning the Big Ten and then winning the championship, like those are like the three things that are on the forefront of our mind. And yeah, honestly, we just harp on those every day. But I mean, we just focus on honestly just the next day. Like it's very cliche, but that's real though. Like we just focus on the next thing we got going on. And honestly, like I said, we're excited for this move to the Big Ten. And yeah, just excited to just dominate. Honestly, we're really more so excited about the Idaho game.
Right.
I know a lot of people talk about that, all these other big caliber games, but honestly, we just focus on like
week one,
a day in and day.
Or week
week
zero.
one.
Oh, week zero.
Yeah, week zero, whatever you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's really what we focus on, to be honest with you.
Well, it's I had a chance to like take a look at the schedule, and then I saw those first couple of games, those first 5 games. At least you stay on the West Coast. You don't have to go too far, and I think that was a lot of thing that people was like, oh man, they're gonna have to travel from here to there to here to there. But I mean, if you really look at it, you don't have to make too many trips out there,
far.
Right? Ohio State comes into town. You go to Michigan. And Maryland comes into town. Washington,
go to Wisconsin.
You go to Wisconsin, so that's Midwest, and then you play Washington at Washington, correct?
I think they come down to us.
They come to y'all. So it's not as bad this year, or I guess as people thought it was going to be. They thought y'all were going to have to go to London or something like that. The way people were talking about it. So, but y'all don't think about that. You just think about, hey, I'm going to get out here and play the game and do our thing.
Yeah, and I know for like. I don't know. For me, like that Midwest track, like I'm from out there, so like that's not far to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I make that trip routinely. Like whenever I go back home or I'm over on the Midwest, like that's not that far of a trip. Now for like the guys that are like on the West Coast, like that'll be pretty far. All this other stuff, and people just even talk about like, oh, you're gonna be like playing, you're gonna be playing in cold temperatures. I'm like, look, man, like again,
I grew up there.
I grew up there, like so. All the little nicks and tricks, like I already know. Like I remember my junior year of high school at home Flossmoor. I'm pretty sure it was like the second or third round of the playoffs. I'm pretty sure it was the third round, and we're playing Naperville Central, something like that. I might be butch. Oh no, we're playing Maris. I don't know. Forgive me. Anyway, and I mean like cold, not even a word. Like we like kickoff. It's like negative like 12. And it's like they not finna change this game. You feel me? So, man, you get that Vaseline, you put Vaseline on. You feel me? You put it like for me, honestly, I just get my arms because like my legs is cool, but like you put the Vaseline on your arms, Now people got the shiesties, you feel me? You can put the, all that stuff on, and then outside of that, you rocking and rolling. Like
Yeah.
if you're not moving, it's bad, but if you out there playing, like you gonna get warm and stuff, so you gonna be straight. So
Well, I mean, look, here's a good positive thing about it. I mean, some of those Midwest trips, you close to family, and so
exactly,
family don't have to go as far,
yeah,
and so that's a really good deal right there. So
yeah,
I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for what this Oregon Ducks team will do. I've always been partial to green and gold myself. I mean,
yeah,
as you can see somewhere in the back.
yeah.
So I'm excited. Now, before I move on to quick ones, the Marcus Harper edition. I want to ask you this: NCAA is coming out in a couple. What to say about a couple weeks
About
now?
a couple weeks,
Couple
yeah, about
weeks.
a couple weeks, yeah,
How excited are you for NCAA? And I mean,
yeah,
I already know who you rolling with. So, but how excited? I mean, are you in the game? Are you feeling
yeah.
good about that?
Yeah, I'm in the game for sure. I mean, I know people gonna criticize me. So since football wasn't a big thing growing up, like
Right.
I wasn't interested in football. Like I never played the original
What?
NCAA.
Understood.
Yeah. So this is like my first go around of like really like experiencing like that college football like video game deal.
Hmm.
And so for me to be in like the first edition of like the reboot, that's kind of cool. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
that's something I'm always play. I'm always be able to tell my kids like, hey, when they rebooted NCAA, like your pops was in that. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I play it here and there, but I mean, honestly, for me personally, like I do so much with football. Like when I come home, like I try
Yeah.
not to, you know what I'm saying, like play more football. Yeah, like I'm watching basketball. I'm watching something else that's unrelated to football. So like I'll play it here and there, but I mean
Right.
like really diving into it, like I don't see myself doing that. So but that's just me personally. I ain't knocking it. Like I say, I'm excited for the fact that we even get to the opportunity to like reboot the series. Because I mean, like you say, like it's a whole new generation of like NCAA players. And I mean, especially with this NIL space, like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is always on their very vocal with like their social media presence nowadays. Why wouldn't you want to see all of us college football players like diving into that aspect of
Right.
NCAA and just showing us off in different ways? So I'm excited for it because I mean, it's I feel like it's better notoriety for like the college football athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah, well,
yeah,
for some of us old heads, I ain't gonna lie to you and tell you, I pretty much played all of them.
yeah,
I think I was when the 95 I was like 10 when 95 came out, so I got a chance
yeah,
to play all of them. And all the fun of just trying to build up the school, starting from scratch. All that stuff's going to be fun, but you get your own copy, man, and so
yeah.
I had suggested that I think every copy that they give a player should have that player on the cover.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
was what I said. I said, I know that may have cost extra money. They got it, ball out, and had every player that they give one a copy of one of
Yeah.
their pictures. I think they could have made it happen. I think that would have been pretty cool.
They could have they could have what they know because it's too like I don't even know how many NCAA athletes there
A
are.
lot.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot.
And like to give each individual person like their own like cover. I really do like the idea, but
Yeah.
they ain't doing that. They ain't
No,
trying
they
to
ain't
do
there.
all of that.
We ain't there just yet.
Yeah. Nah.
All right. Let's go ahead and head to our next segment, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Marcus Harper edition of Quick One. All right, Marcus, are you ready for your edition of Quick One? Are you
For
ready?
sure. For sure.
All right, here we go. First one, favorite sports moment.
Favorite sports moment. So for me, I was playing Carl Sandburg. I was a freshman. Like I said, this is my first time ever playing football for real. It was a Saturday morning. It was wet, cold, rainy. I was playing left tackle, number 70, and we had a tackle pull, and I trapped and kicked out the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
His helmet goes rolling like to the sideline. There, and we go back to the huddle because they got to do all the little medical stuff, and everybody. And I'm so nonchalant in the back. Like I'm not even feeling myself. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
And then
it had to be done.
I remember my homeboy DJ. He was like, "Who did that?" And I'm in the back, me. And then for me, like again, and we go to the next play, like whatever. And for me, that was like the startup of like, okay, like I could really make some of this football deal when I did that. So I'll say that for me personally, that's my favorite sports moment.
That's awesome. That's awesome
Yeah.
right there. Just casually taking somebody's helmet
Yeah.
off. No big deal. No big deal. Next, we go to your worst sports moment. Hate to bring up
Ooh.
bad things. Hate to bring
Nah,
up
it's
bad
cool.
things.
Nah. Oh, okay. Okay. Same season. So end of the game, we're playing Bolingbrook High School, whatever. And I think it was like it's a ritual. Like all the linemen, y'all go run the ball. You feel me? So I'm out there running back, and this is when Melvin Gordon was at Wisconsin. He popping. So we in the back. I'm in the backfield, and no sense of like intent of the play, whatever. Like hit it outside, just a basic inside zone. So I get the ball, boom, I run behind the center, and I'm just hitting the A gap. And I think the most yard any alignment had gotten was 5, so I'm going for 7, right? At like bare minimum 7, and if I can get a first down, at least, right? Boom, I hit the hole, boom, and I'm just running, I'm just turning my feet. All of a sudden, I feel the defender, boom, hit my left ankle, boom. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm still turning the right one. I feel somebody else come through and like just right shoulder, fracture my ankle.
No.
Boom. That was like, that was my first year playing football. And so it was crazy. Like, my dad, like, he made me tough. He was like, you either hurt or you injured. So I'm not deciphering the two. I'm like, I'm hurt. I could play one more play, right? So like, I'm not finna sit down and wait for them to come out. So I hobble up and I got it. One more play. So I got to go left tackle. I can't even put pressure on my ankle. So I'm doing like a single leg, left-handed stance, you feel me, with the ankle up in the air.
Oh, no.
Just, blocking the defensive end and letting the other lineman run through for him to get the first down. And after that, I'm just like, all right, this is it. So, but like that story, I don't really tell too much because I'm just like, I tell people I'm an athlete, but that right there, that moment, it was not very unathletic.
Humble just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Next one on quick ones. Your favorite athlete of all time.
Favorite athlete of all time. I honestly would say it'd be either two. Either the late great Larry Allen, rest in peace his soul, or Deion Sanders. You feel me? I say Deion doing what he was able to do, being able to go double duty, play in the major leagues and be decent at that, and then come back and play in the NFL, best of the best, and he was playing both wide receiver and DB. I feel like that's something that you can't take. You can't let that go unnoticed. And then, like I said, Larry Allen, just big man and football, not underrated, very underappreciated.
Right.
And for him to go, do what he was doing for, I think it was like 13, 14 years. And be a Hall of Famer. And literally, when you think of like the offensive guard, you automatically think of Larry Allen. You know what I'm saying? You think of the number 73, auto Larry Allen. You feel me? And like I said, I was sad to see him go, but I think those two for me are like the greatest athletes of all time.
That's great. I love seeing Larry Allen get his love and much love to his family through the tough time. I know it's got to be a tough time, but definitely a legend. I mean, ain't nobody messing around with Larry Allen.
Exactly.
And it's funny because you're like the fourth person since we started the podcast / show here to pick Deion Sanders. And so it's people love Deion. It's hard to. Was it too bad when y'all beat up on him last year? Because y'all treated him a little bad.
That's what we got to.
Had to do what you had to do. Look,
gotta do what you got to. Ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening for real.
Right, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
We got 2 more left on the quick ones. Next, we have worst actor. I know it says worst actor at the bottom. I want you to give me your worst actor and your favorite actor, of all time or in movies.
Right. Worst. I don't know. People are very heads over heels over Angelina Jolie. Me personally, I just don't see it. That's just me. Favorite. I got so many. I'm gonna just highlight 2 just because I did 2 for favorite athletes. I say Denzel, obviously, Mando, and I say Will Smith. Like, I feel like recently, ever since the little slap with Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying? Everybody cared. Well, they tried to write off Will Smith, but
they love him, man. They love him.
Man. Like the man is a cinematic genius. You know what I'm saying? Everything from Hancock, Bad Boys, Men in Black,
Independence Day.
What was the movie? Oh my goodness!
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. There we go.
There you go.
Pursuit of Happiness. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That man got a great range, and then Denzel too. Like that man in God, was it Coach Carter? Was it Coach Carter?
No, wait a minute.
Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. Okay, cool.
Remember the Titans.
Coach Carter was Samuel Jackson. Okay,
Samuel Jackson.
Remember the Titans, and then do that, and then go do Training Day as Alonzo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like good range, great range. You feel me? And then to do it like they weren't just like one hit wonders and did it between like 20s and 30s. Like they're still continuing to do it and sprinkling over into like my generation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Will Smith did it when I was younger and he's doing it better and I'm older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
great range and just great longevity. So
Yeah,
I
man.
say those two, yeah.
Like fine wine, man. When you get it going, you get it going.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
last one, fun one. All
Yeah.
right, so you are going bowling,
Okay.
and you can choose 3 celebrities to go with you. Who you
Okay.
taking? Who you taking?
Three celebrities I could take with me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do Regina Hall.
Oh,
That's Jonathan Major's girlfriend, correct?
Jonathan Majors is dating Megan Good, I
Megan
think.
Good. Okay,
Yeah,
Megan Good. Megan Good. Okay,
Megan
there we
Good.
go.
Yeah,
For
there you
some reason,
go.
I was get Megan Good, right? Megan Good. And if I could choose an era of Nia Long, I would say like that Fresh Prince,
Yeah,
Nia Long,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then I need a good wingman with me, so I'm gonna bring Shaq with me.
Okay, yeah, this is solid.
Yeah,
That's solid. Yeah,
yeah,
you
you
gotta have a
feel
good
me?
wingman with you.
Gotta have a great wingman with me.
Shaq is gonna bring all the energy.
Yeah,
Shaq gonna bring
exactly.
all
You
the
know what I'm
energy.
saying?
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me? Yeah. I feel like that's a good little, yeah.
This is a good group. I'm somehow gonna sneak in. I don't know how, but I'm gonna make it happen because that sounds like it's gonna be a fun time.
being a back server. Anybody want to strawberry lemonade? Hey, can I
Yeah.
get a bowling real quick?
Y'all straight, man. You need your shoes, like shine, like shoes shine. Like, come on, brother. I'm just trying to help. That's it. All right, everybody. That was the Marcus Harper version of Quick Ones. And before we finish this bad boy off, because we're here at the end, and Marcus, once again, we'd like to thank you for coming on and spending this great time with us. But before we go, it is time for you to leave your legacy.
Yeah.
Marcus, I just want to know from you. I want you to leave your legacy here and just kind of let us know when it's all said and done. When you're sitting back, you're chilling, got your pina colada. I don't know your drink of choice. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it may be, it could be iced tea, it could be water, whatever it is. But whatever it is, if you're sitting back, you're relaxing, and when it's all said and done, what do you want people to say about your career and what impact you made in the sports? And after that, if you have anything going on special, like any special projects, let us know.
Yeah. For me personally, like hell of a hard worker. Somebody that was able to go through multiple like trials and tribulations and kind of not get phased by that. And be able to sit up here and dominate for a long period of time. I don't want to be one of those guys that's kind of like, one hit wonders. They do it for one time. Like I want to be a real consistent, high level, dominant individual. And be able to sit back kind of like with my muses and like kind of if we were all to sit at a table discussion like who's the greatest, offensive lineman of all time, whatever. Like I could be able to pull up a seat in that chair and I'd be able to confidently be like, okay, like I deserve to sit here and now let's just talk. You feel me?
Right.
And as long as I could be able to, as long as I'm comfortable being able to sit at that table and be like, okay, I did any and everything possible to put myself in that conversation, whatever the ranking or whatever it is, like that's whatever. But that mission of like being the greatest offensive lineman of all time, and to sit up there with my muses and for everybody to kind of be confirm and reconfirm that like okay, yeah, this body of work is something that's Hall of Fame worthy, then by all means let's do it. So like I said, hard working, great teammate, great person. And yeah, that's kind of just what I just want the Marcus Harper II, Big Mark legacy to be as a whole. And honestly, I almost forgot about this. I don't know how I forgot about this. There will be like a Big Mark show coming real soon.
Okay, let's get it.
Yeah, nice little Big Mark show. Kind of where I'm just sitting around talking about anything related from kind of culture, comedy, and fashion throughout the sports world. Kind of give my own little personal spin on it, making sure like, everyone's staying fitted, suited and booted throughout these, like I said, the finals and seeing what those fits was looking like and any the WNBA. The WNBA fifth, they popping right now. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
they really doing their thing right now.
Girls
You
are
feel
not
me?
playing. The Puerto Rican princess came out
Yeah,
firing one day, even though
yeah,
she is confirmed that she is not Puerto Rican. But
yeah,
our
yeah,
girl Kelsey Plum came out there doing her thing the other day.
yeah,
I said, okay, baby girl. She really
yeah,
wanted Darren Waller to know
yeah,
you messed up.
yeah,
In some
yeah,
form of the fashion. So yeah,
yeah.
it's been great, man. It's been great.
But yeah. So like I said, that show will be dropping real soon. Probably I say within the next month or so.
Awesome.
That'll get rocking and rolling. But yeah, outside of that, I appreciate you for having me on the show, man. It was great getting to know you and coming on this platform.
Hey, look, man, look. I'm just going to throw it out there now. Next year, see about March, when we get
Yeah,
ready for the draft, I'm going to have to
yeah,
have you back on to kind of pick your brain as we get ready for the draft because, you
yeah,
be doing your thing. If you're
yeah,
lucky, who knows? Maybe you come to Washington. Maybe you come
yeah,
to Baltimore. We get a chance to hang
yeah,
out a little bit more, my friend.
yeah,
Look, before we get out of here real quick, everybody, I want everybody to know that next week, we're going to have my man, Cortland Griffin, joining us next week to talk about his life and his career and talk about the halftime show. He was at the combine this year. He's very deep into the world of the NFL and college football. So we'll have him on next week to join us, and it's going to be a good time. But with all that being said, I got to say, Marcus, man, I appreciate you. I'm really glad that you came on with me today so we can just kind of talk about you, man, and just kind of let people know how great you are and how great you're going to be, my friend.
Appreciate that, man. All love, man.
Well, everybody, that is it. As episode 127 of 101, the season 5 premiere, and I wouldn't have had it any other way than having it with my guy Marcus Harper II, offensive lineman for the Oregon Ducks, ready to tear things apart this season and continue to let people know who is in charge out there.
Yeah.
Once again, everybody, I'm Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network, and of course, Aaron on the amazing Bowie Television. We'll catch you all next time.
One, 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 one. Welcome to the 101. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof.